Clue was released in U.S. theaters on December 13th, 1985. How did it do upon its initial release?
You never know why a film opens big or doesn't. I think the reviews were not very good, by and large, which doesn't help. That doesn't make any difference if you've got a megastar in the main part, but it does make a difference if you haven't. Then we had the great complication of three endings, multiple endings, and I think people, the thinking behind it, the original thinking would be people will love this film so much that they want to go and see it 3 times to see all the 3 different ways it worked out. I think the response was, on the contrary, we don't know which ending to go to, so we'll go and see something else. I think that had a lot to do with the fact that it didn't open very well. And then, you know, we didn't have a big movie star in it. We had lots of wonderful actors. But it's harder for an ensemble film to open big, I think, unless you get ecstatic reviews. I was unknown. Who knows? You never really know. I think it opened a very bad week. It opened on December 13th, which is, you know, the week when everyone's getting ready for Christmas. You know, Grandma comes to stay. Everyone puts up the Christmas tree. Everyone's busy. Christmas week, or just leading up to Christmas Day, business suddenly improves, and it's huge right after Christmas. But December the 13th certainly was in those days, a really dead week. And it wasn't just us. I mean, other films didn't really open either.
We were very surprised. We didn't understand it. You know, it was people that did see it loved it, but not many people in terms of movie, you know, audiences saw it. Not enough, you know. So I don't know whether it was the marketing or the fact that it had 3 endings, you know, that was confusing to people, or, you know, whatever. I don't know.
If you find an audience, or if the audience finds you, that's great. But to quote William Goldman, nobody knows anything. So, you know, I had been on sets where everyone was convinced, smash-a-roo. And if it ain't, we don't hear from them so much. So it's really, because you really can't know. It's just best to, you know, to do your best. I think if when they were on the set of, what was that, Beasts of Another, what was that?
The Southern
Beasts
Wild.
of the Wild, Beasts of the Southern Wild. Do you think anybody on that said, yeah, we're going to get an Oscar nomination and we're going to do really, really well for an independent? No, they just went ahead and did this complete fever dream masterpiece, and they did it without any thought to that. So I think that's healthy. I think this is one of the films that benefited from home video the most. Because we know the film came out on home video probably '86, because it didn't do well in the theaters. There were people who really liked it, but the critics didn't like it and the audiences didn't dig it. I really think there might be an element of 3 different endings. What are they trying to pull here? You know, they just want more of our money. And I kept thinking, well, maybe we should tell them it's not worth buying a ticket for another one. Wait, let's on TV and they'll. I didn't know. I thought the idea was sort of. But what they wound up doing on home video was the correct thing. They wound up saying, it could have happened that way. Let's try this. And then it's sort of like, I think you buy a lot of capital that way, where you say, and that's our movie. Not really. Because that sometimes really works, you know. Sometimes it works to have a couple of, and especially if it's a movie that really shouldn't be taken terribly seriously.
There's a real appreciation for the film, in the same way that Rocky Horror Show, very different kind of movie, that has that kind of camp element to it.
I always ask people that, and they go, "Yeah," because I'm telling you, it really was a babysitter picture, and I used it with my kids when they were babies sometimes.
You want to watch Dad?
That looks like you, Dad.
Turn around.
What's incredible is the enormous life and popularity that it has now. It's just huge. I mean, wherever I go, 20-somethings always come up to me and are reciting every line in the movie, things that I don't remember. It's so popular with a whole new audience, and you know, all the midnight shows that they have all over where people dress up and become these characters, and it just has this enormous you know, it's become iconic.
I said, you know, what do you mean? What are you talking about? He said, well, it's a, you know, the board game. And I said, yes, you know, you can make a film out of a board game. Serious.
All of these names you start accumulating.
This was really an exemplary cast.
Michael McKean.
I didn't do it!
I'm Mull.
Are you trying to make me look stupid in front of the other guests? Don't need any help from me, sir. That's right.
Eileen Brennan, brilliant.
Who I got was Tim Curry, who was wonderful.
Well, he had twice as many lines as everybody else.
Christopher Lloyd, I never knew whether he was acting. He's an odd guy.
Madeline Kahn was hilarious.
I hated her so much. It flames.
Yes, Lesley Ann Warren, God bless her. Naturally, as life is life, I was married at the time.
He's dead.
And they all jumped on board. I mean, they were great about it.
I had been on sets where everyone was convinced, smash-a-roo.
People that did see it loved it.
You never know why a film opens big or doesn't.
Not many people saw it, not enough. What's incredible is the enormous life and popularity that it has now.
There's a real appreciation for the film.
Right.
I can act out the entire movie by myself based on pure memory.
We're trying to find out who killed him and where and with what.
There's no need to shout.
I'm not shouting! This is war, Peacock!
Why is the car stopped? It's frightened.
Can I come and use your phone?
Yes, you could use the one that's no. Or you could use the one that no.
All right, I am. I'm shouting.
People expect you to say that your favourite film is Casablanca or Citizen Kane, but it's not. It's Clue.
Because if you do a good play and it gets bad reviews and nobody comes, it's off in a week or two and that's the end of it. That's gone forever. You do a film that's not well received to start with, it turns out it can have a life after death. I think it's a joke about life after death somewhere in Clue, but I can't remember what it is.